When people say Prince William has finally snapped, they're not exaggerating. The man has reached a point where patience no longer exists. For years, Prince William watched the royal image get dragged, mocked, and twisted into a global spectacle. Every scandal, every headline, every whisper of corruption has been piling up like bricks on his shoulders. And now, that load has become too heavy. He's not smiling politely anymore. He's not doing the soft-spoken, gentle future king routine. There's a sharpness in his eyes now. Something fierce, something fed up. And behind that look is a plan he's been holding back for way too long. Insiders say Prince William has decided the monarchy must be protected, even if part of the family has to be sacrificed in the process. The phrase leaking from the palace is chilling, cutting off the limb to save the body. And that limb, unfortunately, happens to be branches of his own bloodline. What's shocking is that he's not even sparing his own house. Word is, Prince William is willing to strip titles from everyone who's been involved in the chaos, even his own children. That means Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis might grow up without royal styling until they're old enough to decide whether they want that responsibility. It's a brutal, almost surgical kind of reform. He's sending a message. If his kids can live without entitlement, everyone else should be able to survive without royal privileges too. And suddenly, the energy around Buckingham Palace has changed. People walk quieter. Gossip dies faster. Staff members claim they can feel the shift in the air. When Prince William decides on something, he moves like a storm that doesn't miss. But what exactly pushed him over the edge? Two names keep coming up again and again, Prince Andrew and Sarah Fergie Ferguson. Together, the Yorks have turned embarrassment into a never-ending saga. The Jeffrey Epstein scandal, which never truly went away, has resurfaced with new information that allegedly makes things far worse than the public ever saw. Rumors behind palace walls say emails are about to come out tying Prince Andrew not just to social connections with Epstein, but financial ones. Even worse, there are whispers that Scotland Yard may have been involved in a quiet smear tactic against Virginia Roberts, an alleged victim. And then there's Fergie, whose connection to Epstein might go deeper than anyone admitted. Reports say she may have received millions from him over a decade or more, money that essentially funded her lifestyle while dragging the royal name through toxic mud. Picture Prince William reading all of that late at night in Kensington Palace. His jaw tightening, his fist clenching, realizing that the mess isn't just outside, it's in his own family tree. And he decides something that few monarchs have ever dared. He's going to clean house from the inside. This is where the story shifts into political territory. Not long ago, the public pushed Parliament to strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their titles. Petitions exploded. The outrage was everywhere. And Parliament responded with something icy and simple. Not our authority. They were right. Titles are the monarch's responsibility alone. King Charles, however, has always been cautious. Too cautious. Careful smiles, diplomatic pauses, and endless attempts to keep the peace. But Prince William isn't interested in peacekeeping. He's interested in discipline. Insiders say he's been quietly working with palace lawyers, preparing all the legal groundwork for the day he becomes king. All the documentation, all the signatures, all the seals, lined up like dominoes. Once he sits on the throne, those dominoes fall. If that happens, Prince Harry goes back to Henry Charles Albert David Mountbatten Windsor, and Meghan Markle becomes simply Mrs. Mountbatten Windsor. No Duke. No Duchess. No HRH. Just two people living in California who used to have royal titles until Prince William pressed delete. And that's only the beginning. Because while the world gasps, one person is allegedly spiraling, Meghan Markle. To her, the Duchess title wasn't just a style, it was a brand. A cash machine. A global badge that turned every project into something profitable. She built her entire American return around being the Duchess of Sussex. Magazines, podcasts, interviews, events. All of it depended on that one word. So when the rumors hit Montecito that Prince William was planning to erase the title permanently, her reaction reportedly shifted from calm smiles to frantic panic. Especially when sources revealed that the paperwork had already begun. And then things got even wilder. Legal insiders claim Meghan officially changed her surname to Duchess of Sussex, as if she could keep the aura even if the crown took the title back. But Prince William moved quickly. He allegedly ordered royal lawyers to block any commercial use of Duchess of Sussex. Trademark protection? Denied. Branding? Denied. A royal name used for profit? Not on his watch. Even the symbolic things weren't spared. The famous Princess Diana watched that Meghan wore so publicly? Word is, Prince William told Prince Harry he doesn't want anything of his mother associated with Meghan anymore. Harsh? Maybe. But power isn't soft. Meanwhile, King Charles stands in the middle of this storm helplessly. He loves Prince Harry, but he's always been too gentle, too indecisive, too diplomatic for this era of scandals. And Prince William is done waiting for him to act. Even Parliament has reportedly warned Charles that if the monarchy doesn't stabilize soon, pressure will mount. After all, Parliament chooses who sits on the throne. A king can be replaced. History has shown that. And while King Charles hesitates, Prince William writes his own future, one where the monarchy survives, even if his father's reputation doesn't. And while the world watches Meghan's panic unfold, a different kind of shift begins quietly taking place within the corridors of power. Senior government officials, the ones who rarely speak publicly, are reportedly relieved by Prince William's boldness. For years, they worried the monarchy was becoming a global punchline, weighed down by scandals instead of service. Now, they finally see a future king willing to do the hard, uncomfortable work. Even foreign diplomats start to take notice. In private meetings, ambassadors describe Prince William as the first Windsor in decades to choose duty over drama, calling his determination a sign that Britain's global reputation might be stabilizing again. Inside the palace, the younger staff members begin whispering with a sense of pride. They say it feels like serving under a real leader, someone who isn't afraid to make decisions that might upset even his own family. For the first time in a long time, the institution feels like it has direction instead of drifting. But with every shift in power, there are complications. Courtiers loyal to the old way resist quietly. Some sense subtle warnings that too much change could fracture the already fragile royal fabric. They remind him that the monarchy is built on image, and sometimes image breaks under the weight of too much honesty. But Prince William doesn't waver. His focus sharpens. His circle tightens. Advisors say he's entering what they call his iron season, a chapter where emotions don't sway decisions and sympathy takes a backseat to survival. Meanwhile, across the ocean, Meghan Markle sits in a house bigger than most hotels, but it suddenly feels small. She reportedly replays old interviews, wondering where the tide started turning. Her team tries suggesting comebacks, new narratives, even rebranding strategies. But none of it has the shine the Duchess title once gave her. Without the royal aura, every plan feels ordinary. And Prince Harry, caught in the middle, begins to crumble under the weight of the consequences. Sources say he's torn between loyalty to his wife and the sinking realization that his brother may have been right all along. That the life he left behind, the one he criticized so loudly, might have been the only stable thing he ever had. But Prince William isn't thinking about personal conflicts anymore. He's thinking about the next 50 years. He's thinking about history books. He's thinking about the kind of monarchy his children will inherit, title or no title. His advisors say he's begun drafting a new structure for the royal household. One with tighter boundaries, clearer roles, and a stronger definition of what being a Windsor actually means. Not fame, not influence, not global attention. Responsibility. And the British public, sensing this shift, starts to rally behind him. Polls climb. Support grows. Even critics begrudgingly admit that Prince William has something the monarchy hasn't seen in generations: backbone. Then something unexpected happens. Reports emerge that senior Commonwealth leaders, from Canada to Australia, are watching William's decisions with a newfound respect. For years, they debated cutting ties to the crown. Now they see a future king who isn't just ceremonial, but strategic. Back in California, Meghan begins noticing something else: silence from Hollywood. Fewer invitations. Fewer headlines. Fewer brand opportunities. Without the Duchess aura, the press no longer treats her as global royalty. She becomes what she tried so hard to rise above: a regular celebrity fighting for relevance. And in that silence, something becomes painfully clear to her: Prince William didn't just remove a title, he removed her superpower. Meanwhile, the palace prepares for a new era. Historians privately say this moment could redefine the monarchy the same way Queen Victoria or Queen Elizabeth once did. Not through war or conquest, but through transformation. Through courage. Through boundaries. By now, even King Charles understands that the crown's future isn't in his hands anymore. It's in the hands of a son who refuses to let his mother's legacy be mocked or diluted. And when Prince William walks through Buckingham Palace late at night, the halls echo differently. Not heavy, not uncertain, but steady. It's the sound of a monarchy finally standing up straight again. Because at the end of everything, the scandals, the interviews, the betrayals, one truth remains unshaken. Prince William is preparing to be the kind of king the modern world demands. Clear, firm, unbroken. And as the sun rises over London, one thing becomes undeniable. He hasn't just protected the crown, he's reshaped it.